Okay, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum once again. So let's explain today, for example, if you want to, for example, have the exam online. If you want to do, for example, reading or listening exams online, you can do that. Writing, actually, you can, but actually, sometimes they cost you money, maybe $20, if you want just to have the test. But actually, you can practice reading. This is number one. Listening. This is number two. Regarding writing, actually, if you don't want to pay, for example, the money, so you can just take the questions and then try to practice yours. Just try to take the questions and then try to practice yourselves. So first of all, after you just press like the link, you will just start now, and then you will go immediately to the exams. So here, as you can see here, we have all tests, we have academic, and we have general training. All right. So actually what you are studying, actually it is academic. All right. So you can say all tests, this is general and academic both. General training, as I told you before, it is like for those students who want to migrate or travel and they don't have academic purposes. All right, academic, actually it is for the people who want to enroll universities, or like they want to study higher studies or join the universities. All right, so as you can see here, we have here all exams. We have also volumes, volume number 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. Just for example, you choose anyone that you like. For example, volume number 1, if you want, just after you just press, you will notice here, for example, all the skills, the 4 main skills: listening, reading, writing, and speaking. Okay, so I suggest you listen to listening from now. Okay, yeah, now we didn't study actually the techniques, but actually you need to practice listening from now. All right, try to listen every now and then, like once you're free, just try to listen. Okay, try to listen in your free time. If you're driving the car, try to listen. Okay, no need just to solve the exercises, but try just to get used to, for example, the sounds, the way the people, the sounds, voices, like for example. So try to get used to that. All right, for example, if you press here listening, let's say. Okay, so as you can see here, the exam is here, and just you press here, you will just start listening to the audio.
Test 1. You will hear a number of different recordings, and you will have to answer questions on what you hear.
Okay, so after you listen, you can put it, for example, here the answers immediately, and you just listen and solve the questions at the same time. So for example, here you write anything. You write, for example, the answers. After you finish, actually you submit. Just you submit the marks, or you submit, the answers, and then they're going to give you, for example, your score. So your score is 0. All right, so it is for free, but yes, to practice more, practice listening, reading as well, writing. But I told you, writing, actually you need to pay. Okay, so this is regarding listening. The same is the case regarding reading. So this is reading. Reading, actually we didn't study up to the moment the techniques. All right, but actually you need to practice. For example, try to have a look, have a glance at there, and then you will notice, for example, the passages and so on. So here, for example, you just, for example, answer the questions, and then you submit like before. So here, for example, yes, no, not given. You just try to, for example, answer the questions. You just try to answer the questions. Then you submit the same. They will give you actually your result, your score. Out of 9, how much? Or out of 40, because you will have 4 questions. So you have 2. All right. So this is actually regarding reading. So reading and listening, you can practice for free. You can practice for free. You have a lot of files here, a lot of exams, a lot of. Try just to practice every day. Listening, try to listen every day. All right. Writing, actually, it is this one. So you have part number one and part number two. Part number one and part number two. So for example, this is part number one. We have here, this one is a process. I'm not talking about like Sabr, because Sabr also, he didn't take this one. But actually the others, they know. Task number two, actually it is this one, for example. So advantages and disadvantages. All right. So task number one and task number two. If you want to take actually the exam, you can take it, but actually you write here, for example, here. But actually they will tell you, for example, you need to, for example, pay. This is actually what I mean. So you're ready to submit. Let's say, for example, I'm ready. Okay. Sometimes actually they want you to pay, and some exams I think it is like free. So try just, you see here, for example, if you want, just you need to pay $19.99. Okay. So regarding writing, actually they want you to pay. They want you to pay. Okay, so this is regarding writing, but actually you can take the question. Try to practice actually the questions. Try to practice the questions. Finally, here we have the speaking. Actually speaking, just try to know the questions for part number one, part number two, and three. Try to ask yourself, and for example, try to see, for example, how many questions are you going to answer, or for example, you can, for example, answer. So this is a very helpful link. You can practice, for example, everything. For example, writing, we studied task number one and task number two. So I suggest you join, for example, the link and try to have, for example, the questions. Just try to, let me just see here. Yes. Just try to have a look at the questions and try to answer either task number one or task number two.